Though I'm going to be brief because I was going to say exactly the same thing that Everett said. I wanted to focus on, I guess, my issues. I'm the planning and inspection director in Wilmington County, and really, when I think about transportation, I'm faced with a difficult problem because, and I say problem because I'm a county, I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina doesn't allow us to build roads. They recently allowed us to help influence the construction of roads through payment into their prioritization system, which can get things to move up. Mike presented a list with criteria that were carefully thought out. Prioritization was done by a group of people that worked for 2.5 years. The situation that DOT created allows us to come in and say, well, I think I want to pay to have this moved up on the priority list. And I'm not sure that that's giving us the foothold that we want in the transportation system. So what we have is a city and a county that has grown around transportation since 1739, I think, when the city was founded. We built on the river. After we built on the river, we built along the ridge lines. We built roads along those ridge lines. We built, well, what's now Castle Hayne Road, what's Market Street, what's Carolina Beach Road. Those were the high grounds. Rail lines followed those same high grounds, and housing and businesses spread out along those high grounds fairly easily, and really probably looking over the course of time, you would say fairly quickly. We've grown rapidly for a long time in this area. So today, well, I won't say today, I got to talk about zoning since I'm a planner. In the 1970s, we came in, people who were here then, came in and said, okay, well, I see how we've grown along these roadways, and we tend to like this kind of medium, low-density residential lifestyle. And they rezoned the entire county, except for some sections of industrial land, to residential. And essentially, it supported the system of sprawl, which we've all, on the panel, talked about how inefficient the transportation system is right now. The concept of transit-oriented, transit-oriented development was completely formed, but nonetheless, since the 70s, we've been following this zoning ordinance that's been leading us down the wrong path. Okay, so now in the last 20 years, we've been growing rapidly. The feds, the highway program, has been put together. I mean, it was a stroke of genius to do it. It's come together in an amazingly successful way, and we are on the end of I-40, so we're in an ideal location to benefit from this construction. 1990 or 89, whenever that was completed, our growth rate only picked up, accelerated. With our outdated zoning ordinance, with very limited transit opportunities, with long-range transportation plans. When you think the first time we did an RTP? In the 80s. So we just got into long-range transportation planning, but without a whole lot of guidelines about where people should move. The relationship between long-range transportation planning and where people were moving was not really there. In general, growth followed where stuff was available. Okay, well, I'm going to fast forward to today. Today we've got a couple of issues that are really pretty telling. First of all, in New Hampshire County, we're a very small county, but we've got a pretty high population. We're the 9th most populated county in the state, just over 200,000 people. We're the 2nd most densely populated county in the state. And we've got annexation laws that are that really don't allow cities to reach out into the counties very effectively and pick up land and provide services that people want. So what's going on is that we're creating density in unincorporated areas, or we're creating growth in unincorporated areas. And we're not providing counties with the abilities to serve this growth. And that brings me back around to the transit-oriented development. what we see right now is that our answer, the thing that we've got to do in the county. Let me backtrack a little bit. 3 weeks ago, the commissioners, our New Hampshire County commissioners, turned down an apartment complex up off Market Street next to Marshall. Does anyone remember reading about that? It's kind of a 270 units, not huge, but pretty good size, next to a fairly nice residential community. So there are a bunch of people who came out, they were opposed to it just because of the density and the perception that their property values were going to be diminished. There also was the concern that traffic on Market Street, which is rated as a level service F, which everyone understands the level service concept. Pretty much if it's an F, it means that it's
like a report card.
it's carrying more traffic than it was designed to, essentially, is what it comes down to. But the commissioner said we're not going to approve this project because it's on a roadway that has a level service F. There shouldn't be more cars on it, we're not going to approve it. We didn't know how to take that, and the newspaper, I think Mr. McGrath is here from Star News, printed a headline that said, "Commissioners authorize development moratorium." Something like that. It wasn't you, it was that other guy. But, and I thought that was interesting, and I thought it was going to be useful from my perspective, although I didn't think that was it. What that told me was that the commissioners aren't going to approve projects, or ideally the commissioners are going to consider whether or not the project is near transit. It has access to bike and pedestrian facilities, has access for, has jobs nearby for the people who live in the communities, and is not going to need to rely on the transportation arterials to quite the degree that we've become accustomed to since the 1970s and even further back. And I know that from a departmental perspective, from within the government, we're promoting zoning, we're encouraging higher density, and we're doing it by allowing people to get that density through smart locations, through being in those areas that where there is the job base nearby, or they're willing to create those jobs within their development, where they're willing to build or transit facilities if they're on a transit route, so a shelter or something similar to that. And also that they're willing to deal with some of the potential environmental impacts of having a fairly large development. And this could go up to 21 units per acre, provided they can meet a range of criteria. And we're calling this an exceptional design zoning district. I mean, it's about introducing the concept of transit-oriented development, among other things. Also, the sustainability movement. And that's where we're going in New Hampshire County. I don't want to talk any longer. So, and the format was to be roundtable. So I want to sit down. I want to know everyone else is comfortable. And you all, I want to be able to ask questions. I know that